Welcome back. I'm Mark Stovall with Finish First Restoration.
And I'm Mike Mangan.
And we're back here today. We've towed the truck back to our restoration center, and we're going to do an assessment on this truck. I've jotted down a couple notes. We've got to go through the motor, figure out what we're going to do with the cab, the truck bed. We're going to do something custom, interior. A lot of decisions to be made, but I'm looking at the truck and I wouldn't know where to get started. So what do you think?
Well, I think we'll try to use as much as what we have that we can. So we'll try to use the drivetrain. So the first thing we need to do is get this thing running and make sure that that's good, because if it's not, then we're going nowhere.
Well, that makes sense to me. So let's do this assessment, figure out what we've got to do to get this thing restored.
Yep.
Okay, Michael, the first thing you talked about doing was getting this thing up and running. So we'll start with that, but then we've also got a lot of other things to address. I'm looking at this thing, the chrome looks like it needs a lot of help. Not sure what we can do with that.
Well, I've got a buddy that does chrome plating and polishing, and it's a lengthy process, so we need to get it sent out. But there's a lot of different metals here. We got pot metal, we got steel, and we've got stainless. So there's different steps in each one of those.
Okay, I can picture this thing all chrome. I think it's going to look awesome, man.
It's going to look great.
What about, we don't have a bumper, so we've got to address that. I don't know if you want to go with chrome or a painted metal. So those are some of the things we need to talk about.
We'll have options.
Obviously, we've got some rust on here. What are we going to do with that?
Well, most of this is just surface rust. This thing's pretty solid. There's no major thin metal. The paint will strip easy. The rust will be a little bit more difficult, but it's doable.
Okay. Now the wheels and tires, I think these wheels, I think they look great. Once we get them painted, there's a lot of detail to them. I'm thinking the tires would probably have to do something a little bit different. So we'll address that issue as we go through this.
Yep, next step's interior.
All right, well, let's see what we got.
We've
got a mess, so I'm not even sure where to start with that, but I do have a buddy that can do the upholstery for us, and maybe he can do some inlays on the door panels. We were talking about doing a bed with some wood. We might be able to incorporate some wood on the dash.
That would look good.
So we'll kind of do that.
Yeah, the bed, we'll have to get rid of this. This is kind of a stake bed, more farm truckish.
Okay.
So we get rid of this, put a more traditional bed on it, like the 201s had with the running boards.
Okay. So maybe do a little flare on the back and then have that full-length running board on it. I think that would look pretty sharp.
What do you think about on the inside of the bed?
I'm thinking inlays of wood and, like I said, maybe do some little bit of wood on the dashboard to kind of match it up.
That'd work great.
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is exactly what you said and see if we can get this baby fired up.
Let's see if it starts.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so Michael, you told us that there were going to be some precautions to take so we don't lock this motor up. What do you suggest we do from the start here to get this motor running?
Well, first we'll get rid of all the fluids that are in the motor. So we'll put new oil in it, we'll put new coolant, but we'll use just water.
Okay.
And the gas, that's an old tank, so there could be debris in it. So we're just going to hook up a rubber hose to the line and run it into a can with fresh gas, clean the plugs, put a new battery in it, and that should hopefully get it started.
Okay, well, let's start working on that, and then we'll fire it up, if we can. Tell me when you're ready, Mike.
All right, the oil level's good, everything's good. Go ahead and try it.
All right, we'll give it a try. All right, yeah, come on, baby. Come on, yeah. Woo! Now that we got it running, tune in next week and we'll start tearing this baby down. If you'd like to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Or follow our blog on gofinishfirst.com.
I don't know how much more you want.
Well, let's do it again.
Follow our blog. God damn it.
Yeah, come on, baby. Yeah. Yeah! That's awesome!